NFL needs to come in and say, y'all 6 teams, don't come out here getting our young gunners. Y'all gonna mess them over. Y'all don't mean well about them. These other 26, and we're not saying you need to pick a quarterback. Y'all are the ones who looking at the quarterback. That way Prime ain't got to come in saying my son, I don't want my son playing for y'all. What is going on, everyone? Are you still awake? I know a lot of my Cowboys fans are still awake. I know a lot of my Cowboys fans are still awake. Welcome to this edition. I won't even call it special because it's regular season, but I'm going to call it special. I'm going to call it special because a certain person in particular that you all love and you all admire, and the person I respect was talking a lot of noise earlier in the week. He was talking a lot of noise. Y'all should have seen them texts I was getting. Y'all should have seen them texts I was getting. First of all, I'm KD, and welcome to this edition. The Winners Edition, the Winners Circle Edition, the Winners Sunday night, late night, yes, edition of No Jazz, which, as we all know, stands for Not Just Another Sports Show. Because tonight was not just another win. And I have my host. He's sitting kind of low. I'm asking him to raise himself up. The only reason he's sitting low, adjust yourself, Tank. The only reason he's sitting low is because he's feeling low right now. He don't even want to show his jersey. It's Jersey Day. It's Jersey Day. It's Jersey Day.
It's a Bettis jersey. It's a Bettis jersey. We could have used him.
Bettis? Did you bet us? Did you bet on them or did you bet on us? Yes. Not just another sports show. No Jazz. Thank you all for joining us on this late night. For those of you who stayed up to watch it and watch Dak. You know what? Hold on.
You can tell when people not used to winning because they can't get nothing together.
I'm so out of character right now. It's late. Please bear with me. My co-host, Tank. Yeah, we forgot all about him. We forgot all about him. Tell the people hello, Tank.
Hey, what's up, everybody? For those of you who's still awake, I know on the East Coast is about 2 o'clock, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock.
It's 2.
It's just 11 o'clock for me, so I'm good.
This Tank.
Hey, I'm good. It's just 11 o'clock, so I'll be able to get up and go to work in the morning without oversleeping.
You know what? I don't know if I'm going to sleep because my weekend of football been so hectic with these last-minute comeback victories. But I'm not going to get into Saturday night because Saturday night was just a very glorious occasion itself. Saturday was vainglorious itself. And I'm saying Van in short for Vanderbilt Commodores. You know, who showed the Alabama Crimson Tide all 3 elements, earth, wind, and fire of their game.
Yeah,
y'all didn't catch that. That was a hit refresh moment. Y'all didn't catch that.
Yeah.
But anyway, back to I'm trying to talk about sports, man. But if you didn't see it, Sunday Night Football showed the marquee matchup of the week that was going to bring the NFL back to the ratings was, of course, your Pittsburgh Steelers versus the Dallas Cowboys. I like to call it the pros versus the icons. And it looked ugly. It looked ugly because of the weather, but we don't blame weather. It was good football weather. It was a rain delay, about an hour and a half. Everybody kept saying 15 minutes, 15 minutes, 15
Mhm.
minutes, but it kept going and going and going and going and going and going. It kept going and going and going and going and going. And that whole rain delay, that was the time that you all could have came in and made sure you joined us and subscribed and joined us at No Jazz at Facebook and joined us at no.j.a.s.s on Instagram, and join us at No Jazz Show on YouTube. You had all that time during the rain delay to do all of that. That's why I'm doing it. That's why I'm skipping all over, because it's late. It's late and I'm happy. It's late and I'm happy. But back to what happened. You know, it was a kicker's duel, for the most part. In the beginning, as Tank would say, Cowboys were doing cowboy things. Um, as I would say, Dak Prescott was doing Dak Prescott things. Fumbled, threw a pick, threw another pick, argued with CD. A lot going on. But, but, if I'm not mistaken, when the Pittsburgh Steelers went up with a little gadget play to Friermuth,
Mhm.
something happened. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn it over to Tank so he can tell y'all what happened. Because I just want to see if he was watching it. What happened, Tank? What happened, Tank? What part did you close your
All I know is this: we need some improvement in some certain areas, particularly the person who's under center. I mean, we can't have fumbles every week. We still having problems with the snap. We got to take the training wheels off, and actually, we don't need to take the training wheels off. We need to get a whole nother bite or Wilson. I was very disappointed in certain aspects of the game. But before we get into the game itself, I just want to talk about and ask you, Wade, is there another rivalry in the league between conference between teams in different conferences that has this much impact and causes this much excitement in the league? I can't think of another team, two other teams from different conferences that have this kind of impact. I don't know. It's every 4 years. It's like the election. It's every 4 years or so until they can play, and everybody gets excited. It's like for me, it's like being a kid again. When you're in the backyard, you picking teams. You either one guy says, "Hey, we're gonna be the Steelers," another guy says, "We're gonna be the Cowboys," and you go at it. I can't think of two other teams in different conferences that have this kind of rivalry, even though it only happens every 4 or 5 years.
Absolutely, absolutely. And what you all don't know about is the history of this rivalry. You're talking about, just like you said, backyard. If I'm gonna be Tony Dorsett, somebody gonna be Franco Harris. If I'm gonna be Drew Pearson, somebody gonna be Lynn Swan Stallworth. Somebody Butch Johnson. Somebody gonna be Terry Bradshaw. Somebody gonna be Roger Staubach. I'm telling you these names because you're talking about two of the most renowned and revered franchises in sports. We're talking about 32 Hall of Famers apiece that met up tonight.
Mhm.
Um, if I'm not mistaken, three Super Bowl
Yeah, three Super
appearances,
Bowl games. Yeah,
six championships, one more recent, well, two more recent for Pittsburgh. Of course, everybody knows our drought, and but six championships versus five. Um, I
And
think 20,
really,
22 in the Ring of Honor for the Steelers. 19. It's something
yeah,
crazy like
yeah.
for the Cowboys. This is the most recognized. And I have to say this. Um, Ed Sable, was it, or someone asked um Pittsburgh to be America's team before Dallas was America's team. They deserve that credit. So I'm saying all this to get everyone to understand the nature and the legacy and the tradition of this rivalry that is the Dallas Cowboys and the Pittsburgh Steelers. Like it wasn't necessarily. It's almost like we know one team can be worse than the other, even when you're good. But when they meet, we throw all of that out the door
It,
because
it's nostalgia whenever they meet because you're
it's
talking about you're talking about the two teams of the '70s. One team went to 4-1 for the Steelers. Another team went to 5-1 2, which is the Cowboys. So between those two teams combined, you would say it was 9 Super Bowls out of that decade that they won.
I think the term dynasty um, is shared between the '70s Steelers, the '90s Cowboys, and then you got to move to another sport and go with the Yankees and the Lakers when you start talking dynasty. But when I'm saying when they started pushing that name around
Yeah.
as far as franchises, you were only speaking of four teams, and these two teams were in that conversation of dynasty conversation. So this is the magnitude that Tank is referring to when you speak of Steelers versus Cowboys. Like this is these matchups have so many eyes on them till this is that footage that they show
Hmm.
when they're um thinking about placing you in the Hall of Fame because they want to show you against those legends. Just as many defensive legends as each other. Um, you have the Steel Curtain and the Doomsday. Like there's nothing the Steelers are going to have that the Cowboys aren't going to have. Art Rooney and the Rooney's name is just as iconic as Tex Stram and Jerry Jones. Like it's just what it is. AT&T Field and Heinz Field, Three River Stadium, Cowboy Stadium, Texas Stadium. It all holds the same. It all holds the same weight.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the same prestige. So win or lose, that winner is going to feel like I feel because I'm not going to get off the subject of the fact that it was a W tonight. You know, even though
You
Tank
you're doing
segued off
good.
into the
You
historical aspect of it, and
you you were doing good, and you just had to go back and cut me. You
I
had to go
respect
back and cut me.
I respect that. I respect that because we need to let people know. Yeah, they wore this color tonight too. In the wet, they wore
Yeah.
that color. And Tank would show you what color they wore, but he kind of embarrassed right now. He's sitting. I mean, he don't even want to stand up. Stand up for your team, Tank.
Hey,
Come on,
they
Tank.
know what it
Classic.
is. They know what it is. We took an L tonight, but we'll be back. We'll be back.
Now, having given all that history, I will say this, and I'm just gonna be as humble as possible when I say what I say because I'm doing a lot of talking tonight. That was a terrible game for us. That was a terrible game. I turned that game off a few times. Um, we were missing Micah. Um,
Marcus Lawrence.
Lauren, we missing two key defensive players. So
Bland
On
was out too.
run, we worse against the run. I thought Najee was gonna run all over us tonight. We actually did pretty well. Um, but um, to be honest with you, 15 play drive. It was a 15 play drive. 8 plays were running plays, and then we got under the 2 minute warning, and 6 of the last 7 plays were pass plays by Dak. But inside the red zone, um, actually inside the 5, you get a fumble recovery.
That should have sealed the game for us.
Should have sealed the game. I mean, ball bounce right back to Dak. If you were watching, you get um the guy who scores the game winning TD, well, who catches the game winning TD, um, injured himself two plays prior, come back to catch it and win it. You know, you had receivers like Turpin and Tolbert standing tall for Dak tonight. I thought I was gonna get a little bit more, and I'll let Tank speak on that. Like, I really thought I was gonna get a little bit more out of y'all receivers tonight. Man, what happened?
The game plan, what I thought we were going to do and what we were trying to do was establish the run, but with offensive line and Najee, I don't understand. I like Najee. I liked him coming out of Alabama. I wanted him to be our first round pick, and he was, but he just doesn't have a burst. He needs sustained blocking to get to the outside. He tiptoes a lot of times. Other times he does what we used to call pussyfooting. I mean, hit the hole. That's what you need to do. But tonight it was all out for him because remember he's in his 5th year he's playing for an extension because we didn't extend him. We didn't give him his 5th year option, and he went out tonight and laid a goose egg. I don't understand.
The defense he should have had
Yeah,
a contract night with. But go ahead.
yeah. You giving up almost 200 yards a game rushing, and this dude goes out there and gets less than 50. I don't understand. What he needs to do, if he indeed has it, he needs to listen to what Le'Veon Bell told him and drop some damn weight. He's 242, 245 pounds. He needs to get down to 225, keep his power, and do the same thing that Le'Veon did. Le'Veon, when he came to the league, he was 250. He wasn't fast, neither is Najee. He dropped all that weight, got down into the 220s, kept his power, got some quickness, and you saw what he became.
Right.
But Najee needs to do that as well. He's not fast, period. He's going to be a 4.6 guy. That's what he's going to be. Maybe he'll be a 4.5 guy. I don't know. But
5, 4, 6, that size is still
yeah,
a train wreck coming to get you.
yeah. But he doesn't have a burst. He's not quick to the hole, and everyone sees the same obvious thing. Everybody else they put in the backfield, when they get the ball, they get through the hole and they get gone. Najee doesn't. And I just don't think that he has it. And so that's what happened with the running game. It's not that the line wasn't run blocking or doesn't block well. They do decent. They do decent enough when Kadero Patterson gets the ball. They do decent enough when Jalen Warren gets the ball. Now, pass blocking, they do all right, but we don't have anybody back there to pass. I know Arthur Smith, they say, he's establishing the run. He wants to run. That's what we do. That's our identity. And we got 4 tight ends on the roster. We need to put somebody in the backfield as a fullback that try to open some holes. And we also need to include the tight ends, not just as blockers, but utilize them as pass catchers. Freiermuth has gotten his extension. Freiermuth needs to at least put up 60 or 70 catches a year instead of 20 and 30 because he's that kind of target. Mount Washington is 6'7". So how in the hell do you overthrow a guy who's 6'7"? Fields. I mean, and what's going on with Pickens? They
He
need
did
to,
he did get one call back now.
yeah, but
Two
it
Pickens.
shouldn't just be one. We need it. It should be going ongoing. Pickens should be dominating. We can't, and whatever's going on with him off field or whatever punishment they're trying to dole out to him, have him run 500 crab crawls at the end of every practice. Don't do it during the game where we're going to reduce your amount of plays that you get because that hurts the whole team. So,
Jordan Lewis said Pickens was soft.
yeah, yeah, and that wasn't good. I mean, that's not good.
Hey, hold on. For the people that didn't hear that in the back, Jordan Lewis. That name don't rhyme with
Nothing.
Dan or Diggs. Jordan Lewis. Shout out to Jordan Lewis. Nothing against you. Nothing against you. Nothing against you. But Jordan Lewis said George Pickens was soft. Ooh, that was bad. That was bad, Tank. You know what I'm saying? Like right now, that's really some why I was quiet all week and you was texting me all that mess. That's why I was quiet. Because I was gonna come with this. I was gonna come with it. You know, that's why I was quiet. And another thing, this is why I was quiet all week. I'll tell you why I was quiet. Najee Harris,
Mm-hmm.
42-yard rush. Rico Dowdle, 82.
Yeah, that
This
that
why I
shouldn't
was
happen.
this is why I was quiet all week when Tank. I wish I could show y'all. I wish I could. I might find a way to screenshot and when this comes out, I might figure out a way to screenshot and just put the text on the screen. And I might circle them with like black and gold, just so y'all can see what he was saying to me. Just disrespectful, disrespectful. I hope y'all don't take this ass whooping personally. I said, okay, Harlem Nights.
Hey, I mean,
3-1 had them, but you had Justin Fields, and he became Justin Fields just in time.
yeah, he Tomlin needs to pull the trigger this week and put Wilson in. I don't care. He can wait until Tuesday or Wednesday to see how he looks, but his mind needs to be made up when he before he go his head hits the pillow tonight. That hey, I don't care what goes on this week unless Wilson can't walk. That he's starting next week because we need veteran leadership. We need somebody who can complete simple passes or can stretch the field because there's no reason why Pickens is not running 20 and 30 yards downfield to catch the bomb. He led the
So
league in average per
is it
reception
Pickens?
last year.
Is it Pickens or Fields, or do we put Wilson in there to see if it ain't Pickens?
Yeah, you put Wilson in because Fields doesn't have good vision. There was one he could throw the cross and he hit Pickens on like a 14 yard pass. But had he looked backside, he would have seen Najee wide open and would have taken it to the house.
He would have.
Wilson would have seen that.
I think Jefferson pretty good. I think y'all missing. Is it Deontay Johnson? Deontay?
Yeah, yeah, he's in Carolina. Yeah,
Yeah. He might be he his little he was a fast twitch. He might be being missed a little bit. But speaking of receivers, right? Speaking of receivers, and I was saying that because I was trying to see if it was the receivers or the quarterback. Um, Earlier this week we dealt with guy out of Fresno State by way of Green Bay. That's out in Las Vegas, arguing about his situation. And as Tank was talking about Mike Tomlin, I was just wondering if the Steelers might be interested in Devontae Adams, once Russell comes back. To give Russell a weapon to possibly, play around with. Would that be something that the Steelers do? Because I know his name has came up in on
Yeah.
our side, and I'm gonna get to that, but I'm gonna get Tank's opinion on that.
Only way if Devontae has any say so in being traded, the only way the only way he would say okay to come to Pittsburgh would be if he knew who the starting quarterback was going to be and he thought he could do something with it. And I think that would have to be Wilson because we've already seen what we're getting out of Fields right now. And also he's 12. He's going to cost you $12 million. Do you want to pay the $12 million for him? And do you? And also, is he? I think as far as his veteran leadership, as far as being a pro, he could he could definitely help mentor Pickens. But it would also be a thing of okay, how would Pickens react to someone to bringing in a one when he's the one, even though we're not using him? How would that work with the two? But you do need two receivers these days, especially when you're not using your tight ends and your running back not doing it. The weapons on the offense, but they're not being utilized, and I think a lot of that comes from the trigger man. We have enough talent offensively that we should be able to score 24 points. We haven't scored 24 points yet. The problem with that, when you can't score points at all like that, it hurts the defense. People will say, hey, the defense gave up 400 some yards, so apparently they're not that good. The defense, all right, we blocked the kick. We had 3 turnovers. We had 2 picks, one in the end zone. Then we had the other one. Then we had pressure on Dak. The defense cannot continue to go out there week in and week out knowing that man, we don't damn near pitch a shutout. We can't win. We got to start
Shout out to TJ
reducing some
Watt.
points.
Shout
Yeah,
out to TJ Watt because he was definitely TJ Watting tonight. Best athlete, best player on the field. Um, and even he needs support from his offense.
yeah,
I, I,
you
I don't want to deny TJ Watt.
yeah.
He did. He did his thing. He did his thing.
But you can't keep putting your defense out on the field time after time and like, man, we can't. We need to get a pick six or we need to score on special teams because the offense is not scoring, and eventually it brings up some division because like, dang man, we out here busting our butt. Y'all can't even get in the end zone. I mean, it's like 17 points, like a high water mark. That's not a lot of points. You can't do that. I mean, people can say what they want to about Dak, because I will also. But even like we like to say, it's empty calories and garbage yards a lot. But there's still points being produced, even if they aren't. No, even if they don't win, but they do. You do think that they're going to score some points.
That's what empty calories are, Tank. Even
Yeah,
if they don't win,
yeah,
all them yards and they don't win.
yeah. But we don't even have empty yards. We just empty. We just damn empty.
Now. To be totally honest, um, um, you touched on a point about Dak, and even he's still putting up points, right? He takes points off the board too, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like you can't be now. Now the fan is. I'm finna throw the fan away. We've won in the story. Now the football analysis begins. You cannot be turning the ball over inside the red zone. You're in
right.
scoring position. You you can't be doing that. If you throw the ball, and the receiver catches it, and the receiver does a football play, and they start getting it up the field, and they cross into the red zone, that's one thing, and I'm not excusing it. But the
Hmm.
quarterback cannot be responsible for turnovers at all.
Yeah, correct.
But in scoring position, you at least got to go down there and get 3. Aubrey is not your safety net either because he can kick at 65. It's just things you need to do, man, at 60 million, throwing to a $35 million receiver. And a $35 million receiver kind of, the $35 million receiver kind of did do something tonight that I'm going to have to give him a little grace because
Yeah,
Tolbert and Turpin opened up tonight. Ferguson opening up tonight too. And that does come from knowing, hey, we got to make sure 88 don't hurt us. So
right.
I'm gonna stay off him tonight. But you can't be turning the ball over in the red zone twice like that, almost 3. And I'm not gonna blame that on him because he saved it, but you can't do that. You just can't do that.
Yeah, and on the flip side of that, when your defense gets you the ball back like that, on your offense can't not produce points. Which is what Pittsburgh the turnovers and the block field goal that should have been automatic. Okay, we won. Even if we won by 1, that should have been a win. You generally do not lose games when you 3-zip in turnover. You just don't. But instead, we lost. We didn't score anything. And like those 2 touchdowns that Fields threw, that was cute. But in the grand scheme of things, that's nothing. He's on pace to throw for like 15 touchdowns for this season if he
Yeah, no doubt.
starts. Yeah,
He start now,
he's on
and
pace to throw for less than 3,000 yards this year.
that's another thing too. We know Aubrey is kicking the ball through the stratosphere, but Boswell is not a bad kicker, and you got to move the ball, and just like you said, scoring position, you got to move the ball where Boswell can get you at least 3. You know, and your defense hold up. You go down there, you don't get to 7, Boswell get you 3 again. Because you got a defense that'll hold up. Boswell go down there and get you 9. Now you can't win with all those field goals, but at least the mathematics start to change, and then the game
Yeah,
plan starts to change if you move the ball, because not only are you scoring those 3s, if that's all you can muster up, that's clock.
yeah,
So football needs to be played, and I do believe Russell might be a better fit in that department as far as moving the ball is concerned, to give the defense their help, because we as a team, as the Cowboys, if you want to use us as a litmus test to see where you are, it wasn't the weather. You were home. If you want to use us as a litmus test to see where you are, down to all pros, and you lose, you better do something, Tomlin, or they're coming for your job.
yeah. He's got to pull the trigger and put Wilson in. And to be honest, this is probably what will. But the game, I mean, we got a lot of football left to play. But this could be looked at as a time later in the season for Dallas if they go on a run, or if they win 12, 13 games or whatnot. They can look back and say, hey, they had a game against what we were looking at as a quality opponent on the road, um, harsh weather conditions, a delay, and they didn't play their best ball. Contrary to what the yardage said, they didn't play their best ball. They turned the ball over enough that they should have lost, and yet McCarthy and Dak, because that's what it's going to read as, they pulled out a win, and that could be what springboards them into something believing, because that wasn't, contrary to what people might look at as far as the yardage and all that. It wasn't a great game for
No,
Dallas.
it wasn't a great game. I'm not gonna. It was a great win, but it wasn't a great game.
Right.
It
And if
wasn't a great game.
yeah, And had Pittsburgh, and this is all this, oh, you just saying that because y'all lost. But no, had we had a competent quarterback, I believe that it would have been different. If everything else remained the same, but we had somebody under center who was competent, I believe we would have won that game.
And
And then,
all we're going to say, and all we're going to say, and this again, Cowboy lore, Steelers lore.
yeah,
All we're going to say to rebut that and defend that is, but yeah, Michael Parsons and Lawrence wouldn't have been rushing him. So you got to suit up, you got to play, because we would defend a win in that situation with those two being out. That we would definitely defend it with that, and that's just the nature of the beast. Speaking of Justin Fields and speaking of quarterbacks, I'm going to kind of double up right now,
okay,
and in this double up, we're going to talk about the recycling bin. Because I don't think these people are bad. I don't think they're out of the league, but I think that it's kind of like the 2025s are coming off the lot, and the 2024s need to be moved.
mm-hmm.
So we're going to do all we can when the people come to the lot to get them out of there to make room for the 2025s. And I'm saying that because Arch Manning, who's nowhere near graduating, came in and did a wonderful job, an argumentative job, replacing Ewers. And a lot of people were wondering, does Ewers deserve, or will Ewers be able to, keep his job with Arch Manning behind him? I'm going to say he will. I think that offense, even though you may see it, because I say this about a lot of things, even though you may see the level of efficiency it could be, it is still not non-efficient.
Mm-hmm.
Ewers is in there. It really is going to take someone that knows that offense precisely to really say it's a drop off when Ewers is in there versus Manning. But I'm saying that to say this. Well, first answer that question. Do you think Manning takes over Ewers?
I think that if there hasn't been a drop off, but I think that Ewers gets his job back because of the coach, and the coach says, okay, Ewers came back when he could have left because he had said he had some unfinished business and he was trying to win the national championship. So I think Ewers' loyalty to the program is going to be repaid with loyalty to him because Manning has got another 2 years anyway. He's not, Manning's not a junior,
Right.
not a junior or a senior. And Manning is of the pedigree, not just physically, but mentally, that hey, okay, if I have to wait my time in order to get in, I'm going to do that. I'm not just going to transfer because they didn't let me play. Because if that was the case, he would have done that this year. But he's cut from a different cloth, and so I don't think that Manning will be distraught and all upset. Of course, yes, he wants to play, he wants to start, but I don't think that he would become a divisive or disruptive if Ewers got the job back, because Ewers would have gotten the job back not because Manning didn't play well. Ewers hadn't lost his job because he wasn't playing well. They were undefeated. Ewers is not playing because he was injured. It's not as if he wasn't doing well anyway. Now he's injured, so that's a way we can get Manning in. I think Ewers is going to get his job back, and
Absolutely.
Ewers is a projected to be a first round pick next year anyway. So are you really going to put a first round pick on the bench for a sophomore? Huh?
Are you really gonna put a first round pick on the bench for a first round pick? Is that what you're about to
No.
say?
Yeah. Are you going to do that for a future? Yeah.
A future
You
first
going
round
to?
pick?
Yeah. So I think Ewers gets his job back, and me personally watching, and if I was a teammate, I wouldn't have a problem with it because man, he got hurt. He didn't. It's not because he wasn't playing well. It's not because he wasn't getting the job done. This guy could have left last year. He came back and he was playing near lights out. So yeah, let him get his job back. If he gets back in and is not doing well at all, then you know what you have in Manning, so you could put him in, and everyone would understand why you decided to go back to Manning if Ewers just fell off like that, and you already know what you got in Manning. So you basically with Ewers getting hurt this year, you're kind of ahead of the curve because you already know what you got coming next year or the next 2 years. Because Manning's not going to do anything but get better. So I think Texas is one of those teams where you know the saying is, but if you got two quarterbacks, you don't have one. No, Texas is one of those things that hey, you got two quarterbacks, you got really and truly got two legitimate quarterbacks.
Texas is one of those things. Even though this happened under Mac Brown, I think Texas is a seniority school. You remember they wouldn't. Adrian Peterson didn't go there because they told him Cedric Benson was going to start.
Yeah.
So Texas just traditionally wait your turn till this man to this wrecking ball we got in front of you finishes his tenure. It's just what I think. Cedric Benson was sitting waiting for Ricky Williams, right?
Ricky and Ricky was there.
And
Ricky was there. Priest Holmes was there.
was there. Like so that school traditionally, I think they know coming in, and it's enough money floating around. I can sit down and make my NIL money.
Yeah.
Arch Manning. And so I'm saying all this going back to the point of the recycling bin. You say yours is coming out. And that's to my point in regards to Arch Manning Ewers. Now it's Ewers, Sanders. Shout out to Cam Ward. Fantastic show of poise. Down 25 points in California. Milrow, even though you lost, you still up there. Sector. So these are your 2025, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to go back. Justin Fields is now in that 2024 recycling bin. I don't know what he's going to do next week. He may shine. Who knows? But right now, Deshaun Watson is in that recycling bin. Bryce Young is in that recycling bin. I don't know if Tua Tagovailoa is going to take a year off, miss football, and come back and end up in the recycling bin. But my point is, who do you think right now, from a QB perspective, is in the recycling bin to the point? Justin Fields is in that recycling bin area to the point where, okay, as a league, we got these new faces coming out. Let's make sure they get in good spots to thrive, because we want more Jaden Daniels, than Bryce Young's now. We want our league to have more. Your game is just, everyone knows that we're playing in a league where if your quarterback is effective, you have a more competitive game. When your quarterback is not effective, it hurts a lot about the game. Even though defense win championships, you still need to have a defense. A solid quarterback still keeps a game competitive to the point where at the fourth quarter, you're not saying, man, if we had a quarterback that could at least do this. So
right.
I believe the league itself is saying, let's figure out how to keep these quarterbacks on teams that keep the teams competitive. Like we want more CJ Strouds than we do Bryce Young. Number two, this next year coming up, everybody probably gonna want to be number two. The number two quarterback pick is getting the same mystique as the cover of Madden or you know what I'm saying? Like.
Listen,
So who should be going to a team that we know? Like, and this is what I'm saying. Carolina needs one of these recycling bin players because we know Cleveland needs a recycling bin player, even though I think they have one. Give these franchises who are not going to do well by their quarterback, and we know they're not. Las Vegas, let them have the recycling bin boys. Sorry about that. And then let the new boys get into somewhere where the NFL is going to make sure they thrive. Who's in the recycling bin right now? That's the whole question.
well, you mentioned the Raiders.
No, which quarterback?
Which quarterback? I think somebody is going to give ones that, man, that's a good question. I think somebody's going to give Bryce Young a chance because he's so young. He's only.
Absolutely.
I think somebody's going to give him a chance, and they're going to say, "Look, he didn't have anything around him. Look at what happened the week after Andy Dalton played. He played one good game, and then you saw what happened. The truth about their organization came out. So I think Bryce Young is going to be in it. I think that in spite of Carolina saying they're not thinking about getting rid of him, they getting rid of him because that's not who they drafted anyway. So they got no real loyalty tied to him. So Bryce Young, I think that who else? I'll tell you who I think is gonna wind up getting another shot because they're gonna look and they're gonna say, okay, when he was in New Orleans, he didn't do bad. I think Jameis is gonna get another shot.
Jameis still in the recycling bin. Jameis, how far is Jameis past 30? Just got to 30?
I think he just got to 30.
That's not bad.
Yeah.
Sam Darnold is creating a good resume for himself to go
Yeah,
to
he's
Carolina.
he's gonna get a contract. No, well, he's already been to Carolina. I don't know if they want to go.
Okay, so
I don't think they want to go that route.
Need to be funneled down that way.
Yeah. And somebody I believe is going to wind up with the Jets because I don't think there's going to be much longer. Yeah, I don't think Donald's going back there, but I believe you could see a Jameis or you could see who else is in the recycling bin. You could see one who else recycling. You could see somebody else coming to the Jets because I don't believe that we're going to see 2 and 3 years more out of Rodgers, and I'm sure that the Raiders are going to be in contention to find them a quarterback. Even if they got to get somebody out the recycling bin, they'll do it. But I think that's what's going to happen.
The Raiders are one of those organizations that thinks they're too good for a recycling bin quarterback, and
that's what they got now. That's what they got now.
No. What I'm saying is that's what they have now. But if they're placing the draft lets them see Shador, they're going to take themselves out of the NFL is going to have to tell them, no, y'all don't really do well by quarterbacks.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all have bad intentions. See, that's what I'm saying. Like the NFL going to have to step in. You know these teams.
Yeah.
The Jets, Cleveland.
I could see the Rams going after another one because we don't know how much longer they're going to be.
But they deserve it. They do well by their quarterback.
Yeah.
They do. See, the NFL needs to come in and say, y'all 6 teams, don't come out here getting our young gunners. Y'all gonna mess them over. Y'all don't mean well by them. These other 26, and we're not saying you need to pick a quarterback. Y'all are the ones who looking at the quarterback. That way Prime ain't got to come in saying my son, I don't want my son playing for y'all. All your food delivery needs. Make sure you go to Light Snack. That's LYTE snack.com. And make sure for all your deliveries, whether it's breakfast, lunch, or dinner, you visit Light Snack and they'll deliver it right to your door. And make sure when you get those deliveries, make sure you're ordering those Magic City wings. And remember, their motto, don't forget to lick the sauce. They do. See, the NFL needs to come in and say, y'all 6 teams, don't come out here getting our young gunners. Y'all gonna mess them over. Y'all don't mean well by them. These other 26, and we're not saying you need to pick a quarterback. Y'all are the ones who looking at the quarterback. That way Prime ain't got to come in saying my son, I don't want my son playing for y'all. And remember, ladies, for all of your comfort and round the house wear, lingerie, comfy clothes, make sure you visit quickvisits.com. That's QUICVISITS.com for all of your lounge wear, lingerie wear, sport wear, workout wear, athletic wear. Make sure you go to quickvisits.com. They'll be there for you, and you'll love that. I tell you.
And one more team that I think would go into the recycle bin, because this dude, other than an arm, I'm not sure if he got anything else. Tennessee. Because Levitt.
Tennessee don't do well by quarterbacks. Like they have no intention.
Yeah, they would. I still didn't get them back.
But Will Levis can go in the recycling bin. Now, if Will Levis goes in the recycling bin,
I don't think he's going in the recycling bin. I think he's going in the trash heap. Recycling bin is for something that you can repurpose, and you can use it again to go. The trash heap is this ain't no good. We getting rid of it. Throw it away. That's where I think Levis is going.
I got a question. Do we give Anthony Richardson more time?
Yeah, they're gonna give him more time because they drafted him. I mean, they're married. They're married to each other. He ain't gonna do nothing.
Indianapolis does well by their quarterback. They don't try to.
But I tell you this: if he's hurt again next year, he's gonna have to find himself fighting to see if they can get him if he's gonna ever be able to get a 5th-year option, because they're gonna say you're injury prone. And this is what I think is gonna happen. I'm not saying he's gonna have that same kind of production overall, but I think physically he's gonna end up like Cam Newton. He's already flawed in his delivery and other things. Mm-hmm. And because he's big and he's strong, hey, we just run him.
That's my fear for Milroe.
Yeah. No, I'm a quarterback. Don't matter what I look like, how I'm built. I'm a quarterback. If I take these licks to my shoulder, my arm, and my hips, my career is short, and I'm not going to be as effective.
Absolutely. You know what's funny? You know what's funny about the recycling bin teams and players? We have 2 teams that should be recycling bin teams. One definitely got lucky, and one they just got a good record, and it look like they gonna progress and not be worried about the recycling bin. That's Chicago and Washington. They don't do well by quarterbacks. They're just currently looking like we've done what we need to do. We gonna get out your way, But as far as with new quarterbacks is concerned, so we definitely have some candidates. I think Russell Wilson is not going to retire.
I think that he'll retire if he doesn't play well for us and show that he can at least be good for the next 2 years as a starter. I could see him retiring, not because he can't play the game anymore, not because he's ready to go, but it'll be because the game is ready for him to go. Because I don't really see any place else for him to go and start for a couple of years and everything be okay. Because everybody who needs a quarterback, for the most part, has one. And for those who don't have one, they aren't looking for a guy who's 2 years away from calling it quits, because there's no team out there that's looking for somebody to come in for 2 years and it's okay because we that's all we need in order to get to the Super Bowl. He's in a bad spot as far as unless he just wants to hang around and be Joe Flacco.
Unless he want to hang
Because
around.
I don't because nobody's going to give him. He's not getting a long-term deal. He's not getting more than 2 years anywhere. He's not going to, and they're going to be looking to. They're going to be looking to replace him almost as soon within a year after signing him, even if he's excellent. Because hey, he's going to be 37. How much longer is he going to play? Well, we need to get somebody here to bring in. I mean, I'm just like I think the Seahawks are going to be looking for another quarterback in the draft this year, and
Geno Smith in the
because
recycling.
Geno's up there and Geno's not great anyway, and
Right.
they can say, okay,
Yeah, he's another.
Geno's contract, he's got 1 year left on his contract. We can go ahead and get rid of him. He got his money from us.
And
We get rid of him and bring in somebody.
Seattle does right by their quarterback. So yeah, they
Yeah.
might put him in the recycling bin and be an eligible team to pick up a new guy.
Yeah.
Make sure he survives. That's what's up, man. Good stuff, man. Good stuff. Any last words?
In 4 years, we'll still be doing this, and in 4 years, put your little funky cowboy jersey on because we're gonna beat y'all. We'll probably be coming to Dallas, and we're gonna get you. We're gonna get our revenge because I did not appreciate what went down tonight, and there's a whole bunch of people out there who I considered to be friends and family that lit up. That as soon as the game ended, started lighting up my Facebook. They've been hitting my phone. They've been hitting my phone with all these old funky text messages about, because we lost. And, I really don't appreciate it.
Say that
But,
again.
I said, I really don't appreciate it.
The 3 words before that.
These funky little tests.
No, the
Funky little
3
text.
words after that.
What 3 words were those?
You said they were sending me these funky little texts because we lost. That sounded that was the most profound thing. And you say a lot of profound things, but man, you outdid yourself with that one. Just 3 words. 3-word phrase was magnificent. And so for my last words, I'm gonna say this, man. It's obvious he's giving up this year. It's obvious he's giving up. Because even though my team is about as funky as it gets right now, I am not going to go out here and believe. Yes, I'm delusional. I'm a delusional Dallas Cowboy fan. Did I have that right? Dallas Cowboy. I'm not going to hope we meet Pittsburgh in 4 years again. I'm going to hope we meet Pittsburgh when we have to meet Pittsburgh, and that's in the Super Bowl in less than 4 years. I'm going to hope that the tradition of these two franchises don't have to wait 4 years, because when we have to wait 4 years, that means it's a preseason. I mean, a regular season game or a preseason Hall of Fame game or something like that. And then if you don't have to wait 4 years and you played in the Super Bowl, you won't have to wait 4 years because you'll play again the next year, because they're going to make whatever that game was in the Super Bowl some form of a rematch very soon.
Mhm.
So I'm hoping that we see you all prior to 4 years. Only the presidents are rooting for 4 more years. Candidates. I'm rooting to see y'all earlier than that, man, because I have a lot of respect. I'm telling you, man. Them Steelers, them Niners. Everybody want to be like, the new people like, oh, what about the Patriots? Green Bay. I respect Green Bay, but that's about it. I will not find myself going back and forth with champions. When a 49er respectfully talks about a Cowboy, I shut my mouth. when a Steeler respectfully, because notice I didn't say I was responding back on those texts. When a Steeler respectfully has 6 and I'm 5, I don't respond back until further notice. And a Packer. Those are the 3. And I have the utmost respect for them as a team. I love when we play each other. I love when we beat them. I respect them when they beat us. And so, having said that, I am going to hope that it is not another 4 years before we get to enjoy beating. You just don't know how good this feels. Beating. Who won the last meeting?
Y'all have won the last 2 when we played at home, and we won the last 2 when we've gone to Dallas.
When y'all went to Dallas. And then, of course, the last Super Bowl, 95.
Yeah.
We got that one. So, I don't want to wait 4 years to enjoy this moment again. Even though it's late. I don't want to wait. I feel so good. But having said all that, this has been not just another sports show. No jazz. Remember, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Follow us on Instagram at no.j.a.s.s. Follow us on Facebook at No Jazz Show. Follow us on YouTube at No Jazz Show. Hit that like button and that subscribe button. Make sure you email us. Let us know how we're doing. Comment down below. Tell us about our story. Tell us about our program. Tell us about our content. Give us some information and some ideas that you want to hear us talk about. Give us some feedback, please. Most definitely, man. It was an enjoyable night. It's an enjoyable weekend in sports. Go Canes. Go Cowboys.
Go to heck no.
And I'm gonna use that one as a sign off. Okay. You just watched another episode of No Jazz. Follow us on YouTube at No Jazz Show. And make sure you hit us up on Twitter at No Jazz Show. Make sure you hit us up on Instagram at noj.a.s.s. Follow us on Facebook, on our Facebook page at No Jazz Show. All right? See you soon.